All praises to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemas who well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I hope this video is edifying. I want to start off with Proverbs 20, I'm going to start at 21. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. Diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? It is a snare to the man who devoureth that which is holy, and after vows to make inquiry. A wineskin scattereth the wicked, and bringeth the will over them. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of his belly. It says here, in 21, an inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. So anything that you get without having to work for, you don't really value it. I was speaking to some good brothers today, and sometimes you go through things and you think you foolishly think your situation is worse than anybody else's, but you don't really know what other brothers are going through, and anyone, the scripture talks about, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul, for temptation. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but, certain times you'll come into this and you don't really count the cost. I mean, when I came into the fold, into the truth, I thought, what, as my life's good now because I understand that, if I serve the Lord, everything's going to be well with me. And it's true, but, it's going to be your latter end. The Lord is really going to put you through it to see if you really are worthy of the sacrifice that Yahweh Shai made. Because a lot of brothers come into this and you think it's all sweet, but, it's all sweet at the end. It's not all sweet at the beginning, and, scriptures even go into you taking down the scroll and it being sweet in your mouth and in your belly it being bitter. And I've spoken to brothers who are not in the truth. When you talk to them about the truth, they say, what good does it do me? They don't really feel like the scriptures do anything for them. And what it does is it gives you a calm mind to understand why you go through these things. Because Jake go through hell and Jake doesn't even consider why he's going through hell. But when you get into these scriptures, as the scriptures say, fear is the beginning of wisdom. Let me get that. I don't even want to butcher that. The beginning of wisdom is fear. Is that even a right way to put it? Yeah, this is it. Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So you go through this stuff, you grow in wisdom, and you learn why you're going through this stuff, and ultimately it makes you better. And a lot of people don't understand why they go through this, but ultimately, if you're in this truth, you understand what life is about. Because a lot of people always ask that question, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to serve Yahweh and to do his commandments, to follow his commandments to the best of your ability. That's the whole duty of man. These people don't understand that. They think you're here to party and bullshit, so to speak. So I'm it was a good thing I saw some brothers today, and being in this truth is like you can feel lonely, and then you come across brothers, and hey, they were in the spirit more than me, man. They say barakatah, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't even know half the phrases. I'll be honest, I know shalawam, I know akwaf, akyam, but the brothers be getting into the Hebrew, and it's good to see that you can grow in the spirit if you're diligent, and ultimately, Lord willing, the Lord puts you around people who can grow your spirit. But yeah, you're gonna go through this stuff. It's not gonna be an easy walk. This is Ecclesiasticus 21. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So sometimes you go through stuff in a world, and you know it's not right, you know it's not fair, and your first instinct is to react, But in reacting, you can actually make a situation worse. You get pulled over by the police. You might not have done anything, So you say to you pull me over, rare, and you end up getting arrested when, if you dealt with him with humility and consideration and wisdom, you might have, you might not even have done anything if you saw your spirit was right. A lot of the time, these cops will fuck with you just so you can give them a reason for them to arrest you, So you have to really consider how to walk purposefully and with humility when, especially after you come into this truth. And it's like we all have to understand that we're gonna be put through it. And the brother even said, if you come into this, you're gonna lose something. Prepare to lose an arm, and when he said that, I said, you know what, that's the truth right there, because again, when I come into this, I just thought, I finally found the truth. This all clicks. It all makes sense because it's like this truth is all encompassing. Every like you might know about the Illuminati, you might know about the laws of the land or whatever the case may be. You may know about the GMO foods, which the scriptures go into, eating your defiled bread among the Gentiles. I mean, this truth talks about every facet of life. It really does explain everything that's going on. When you look at Jake and the sorry state that he's in, you think, why is Jake in this situation? And you feel so lost. But the truth explains all of this. It ties it up in one neat little bow, so to speak. But Jake don't really want the easy hard way. They want the hard easy way, or the easy hard way, which seems easy, but really and truly it's hard. I mean, this is hard, but the latter end is easy. Jake wanna be in the world and do whatever he wants, and that's easy. But in the end, it's gonna be hard on you because the Lord is gonna really put a work on you. And this, initially is hard, but in the end, you're gonna reap a reward for it. There's no reward for being in Esau's kingdom. You're not gonna get anything as a reward for doing everything he wants you to do. You chop off your rod, and then in the end, you're like, oh well, you know what? I wish I had my rod back, but you can't. You can't uncrack an egg. Another scripture here is Hebrews 12. I must start at 3. For consider him that endureth such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. So you constantly have to fight against sin in your base natures. I mean, you I don't know what brothers go through. You might have married a woman. She took your house. You might want to go to the house, kick open the door, chuck her out into the street, and then sit on your chair. You do that. The police, they come arrest you. It seems like it's the right thing to do. It seems like it's the moral thing to do. Because the laws here, they're a joke. So you might want to take matters into your own hand, but the latter end, it won't work out for you. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, no faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, ye have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? So your father will beat you in the world, and while you're a kid, you think, why is he doing this to me? And you know why he did it, because you was bad. Even my dad beat me. I mean, one time, I'm not gonna go into it, I did something really horrible, and my dad whooped my ass, and then he took me. This was in Ghana, because I was raised in Ghana. He took me to a jail cell, and I think he paid the jailer like a couple cities, because that's the currency in Ghana. and they threw me in the jail cell, and I felt like I was in there for hours. But I remember talking to my dad about it. Was like, no, he was only in there for like 20 seconds. Yeah, I hated it. I felt like it was dirty, like it stank. It's one of them. It's not like a English jail cell. You got all crap on the walls and that. And I just stayed in one spot. I was like, Dad, no, screaming to high hell. You know what I mean? And then he let me out, and I just, I was sniffling, just grabbed onto my dad. I was like, why did he? But you know what? Him doing that, the thing I did, I never did again. You know what I mean? So it worked. But when you come into the truth, you think your father is, Yahweh isn't gonna do the same thing to you. You think you just get off scot free, because a lot of the times we sin, and we sin without even realizing we're sinning. Especially if we're not in the spirit. And a lot of the stuff that we done, a lot of the times when we go through stuff, we're really being we're really being judged for those things, but we don't really take it to heart, and we think, oh, you know what, now we're done, the Lord is propitiation for sin, so all the sins are wiped away. Hey, look, the Lord is righteous, and he does judgment. So anything you've done, you're gonna have to pay for. And we expect Esau to pay for everything that he's done, but yet, some people think, oh well, that's Esau. We don't have to pay for what of course we're gonna have to pay for what we've done. Ultimately, the Lord, he dealeth with those in the truth as sons. So our judgment isn't gonna be the same as Esau, but at the same time, we're gonna get judgment. It feels like you're going through hell at the moment, but in the latter end, you're gonna be grateful for it, because it puts you in a headspace where you can sympathize and articulate to other brothers how to deal with what they're going through. You're not gonna know how to deal with a situation unless you're put in that situation. And then you come out the other side and you have the wisdom gained from going through that, so then you can explain and exhort to other brothers how to avoid those situations and how to deal with it when they're going through. Ultimately, it's to make you better. Even in the garden it says, to know good and evil. You're not gonna know the difference unless you know both sides, both sides of the coin. So all of this is for wisdom, for brothers to learn and to exalt, and to ultimately in the kingdom to rule over the earth righteously. Unlike these people they're just evil. They don't do any good, and when they do good, they do it, against their own soul. They don't really want to do good. They'll give you these benefits, and it seems like it's good, but really and truly it's to make you dependent on them. So you think they're doing you a favor, and they're doing themselves a service, not you. Second Timothy 2:3. I'm gonna start at 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua Hamashiach, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Hamashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for mastery, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. The husbandman that laboureth must be first partaker of the fruits. So there's no way you're gonna, come through this and be unscathed. You're definitely gonna lose something. And in this, it says here in chapter 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. You can't be preoccupied with what's going on in your little personal life. You got a little beef with somebody at your workplace who's making your life a living misery. You got little demons in your family who for some reason are just coming against you. You get them spirits on other people that just jump on them when they come around you and just start to agitate you. And Job talked about being vexed with the wicked conversation, or the conversation of the wicked. So you're constantly having to deal with this, and ultimately it's to refine you, to make you somebody worthy of your crown. So you have to really take it in good cheer. And sometimes it's difficult to think like that when you're going through it, but ultimately that's what these scriptures and the brothers are for. They're to really keep you grounded and to know what you're fighting for and to keep going. Because sometimes you may want to give up, but you can't do that, because you would have wasted your time. And the scriptures even talk about I can't remember that scripture, Whereas brothers know what I'm talking about. When you labor and you give up halfway through, I mean, you're gonna look like a fool. You might as well not have started in the first place. You can't put your hand to the plow and look back. You have to be all in, and being all in means you're gonna go through a hell of a lot through this thing, man. You're really gonna have to earn your place. This ain't Esau's job, where you can get hired and then you sit around lays about for 8 hours and you still get paid because you're cool with the manager, and he looks past certain indiscretions that you have. The Lord sees everything that you do and you go through, and you're gonna be either recompensed or you're gonna be rewarded, depending on which side of the coin you fall under. And this is Job 1:11. I'm gonna start at 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil. Let's see what this word means here. I know this video is going on a bit. Eschew, deliberately avoid, using, abstain from. So we were saying, he abstains from evil. And escheweth evil. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear Yahweh for naught? Has not thou made an hedge around him, and about his house, and about all that he have on every side? Thou have blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he have, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he have is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord, and there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and there came a messenger unto Job and said the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them, and basically he broke the foundation of the house, and the house fell on him, and Job fell to his knees, and as that happened, he just kept getting bad news. And this is a man who raised his children, from young, saw them grow, talk, walk, have their first, get married. I don't know if they had kids, but no, they probably didn't have kids because he would have mentioned that in the scriptures. But it must have really hurt his soul to go through that, and what happened when he was going through that? This is what his wife said. This is the spirit of an unbeliever, man. I'm gonna just read that bit. It's Job 2:9. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse Yahweh and die. So that's what these people in the world really think when you're going through whatever. Even certain people that put you through stuff, you may tell them you believe in the Lord, and you may tell them man's garment is of the Lord, and they'll do something, and it probably in the back of their mind, because you know how people are, they're probably thinking in the back of their mind, well, you said God controls everything, so it's not really me doing this. It's the Lord, because that's what you believe in it. Let's see if you really believe. Because this is the demons that you have on these people. They actually really believe they're the ones that are really doing this, when it's like they never really believed in the Lord in the first place. And it's a scary thing, because ultimately they're being shown to be rejected of the Lord, because he's using them to if you are of the elect, to chastise you. And if you're going through that stuff, the Lord is going to recompense and require what they've done, at their own head. And that's really is a scary thing, because they don't even consider the cost of going against, a man. I'm not saying I'm man of the Lord, but for the brothers out there, brothers be going through stuff and people be doing it, and they really don't think that the Lord is going to chastise them for it. And here you're trying to do right, and even the Lord is chastising you. And he even talks about the hopefully elect being scarcely saved, and paraphrasing, what is going to be the end of those people who don't believe. So it's going to be a way worse end for them, So hey, I hope the brothers continue enduring. I feel like we're getting, every day we're getting closer. We're getting closer, and I just want to see them fireworks kick off, man. I know it's gonna be a difficult thing, but even the scriptures talk about, in that day my servant shall laugh. So hopefully, the Lord takes pity on me, and I get to really laugh and enjoy the chaos that the Lord puts on these people, because these people are proud as hell, man. These people are extremely proud, and I just want to show this video before I lock it off. You know, this is the pride of these people in this society. You see that there? Let me just wait up a little bit. See, these people don't consider their latter end. You push a rock and the rock end up falling on you. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jerusalem, well, shalom to the hopeful elect.